So look, we hyped up, so we ready. Thank y'all so much for joining another video. We're going to talk about how to manage your Christmas stress over the holidays. And I have my cousin here who has a background in social work. Her name is Angeline with Positive Steps. She also has a YouTube channel and a podcast. And so, without further delay, we're going to talk about how to manage stress and some movies. So, grab your cup of hot cocoa and lay back and enjoy. So, Angeline, introduce yourself to the community and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. Because my name is Angela. I am a social trade. I'm a clinician. I'm also the guest tent radio host. That's my and I am the CEO of Step 10, a organization that focuses on self-care. It also Lotus Life coaching program. I do one coaching. So I thank you for the invite. This has been great.
I'm so excited that you're here. And as you see, we have our Christmas garb on. We got our feeling festive?
Feeling
Yes, I like
festive.
that shirt too. It is
Got
so
your
cute.
colors on it. Yeah.
Got my colors. Got my colors. Hey, represent, represent.
Represent.
A- And I'm gonna tell you, I went out to the store with this. I went out grocery shopping. I went to the store, had my wide leg blue jeans on with my blazer. I was like in my onesie. It was hard going to the restroom though, y'all.
Oh, I bet. You got D-roll everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to, do all that. I was like, okay, we gonna make it cute. We gonna make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. It has been hard getting into the holiday spirit because it's the end of the year. And I'm so glad that you're here because we're going to need some tips on how to really get into the Christmas mode. And I know for some of you all out there, you probably already got your tree up or you just trying to get the tree up, getting the Christmas cookies and turkey or what have you. But I know for me, I have not really been in the mood. And usually I am. Usually I am.
Yeah.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, how can I get back into that? Because I think I had a Christmas tree like last year and no, two years ago. But I had the small evergreen and I
Yeah.
had the Christmas lights on it. Got the candles again today. I keep it simple. But
Right.
it was always from the heart that I felt it that really
Right.
brought it out. And nostalgia too. It is a lot of
Mm-hmm.
nostalgia. But
Yeah.
this Christmas, it's like, I don't know what it is. I know that we've been going through changes in the world, in the US and in other countries. And it's just I often share on this, in this community that it's all about decluttering our minds too, because we
Mm-hmm.
can be aware without overstuffing ourselves with information. And it's just hard. So have you had that same feeling or
Yeah.
how are
Very
you
similar.
doing?
Yeah. Like I said, when Halloween came, I was like, I'm over this. I'm ready for Christmas. I was just ready for Christmas. I want to feel good because of all the things that have been happening in the world and just in life in general. Um, so I totally get what you're saying. My intentions was to decorate on November 1st. That did not happen, but that was my intention.
Right.
So I know what you mean. I did get the tree on November 10th. But I just last week, which was like the first week of December, I just started feeling like listening to music. It took me a long time to get on board. I'm with you. Like I just hadn't felt to this year, but I'm slowly getting into it as it gets closer. But it makes me kind of sad because you know it's gonna go back
Yes. It's already December 15th, and I can't believe Christmas is next Wednesday already.
already. Already, it's like a countdown already.
It's a
Yeah.
countdown already. And
Hmm.
I'm like, what is going on? Because, like you had said, at one point, just before we started recording, you were talking about, have your Christmas accents. And I got this right here. Now, who's on the pictures? Who's on the pictures?
Well, there's my daughter and my husband on this picture. This is old. It's really old. My daughter was about 11 at the time, so
Now,
she's a
y'all
baby.
see, I'm gonna ask a question that y'all all want to know. No, no, I just really want to know. Where's my picture at? Is my picture on the mug? Because she pointed out
Oh, that's on
family.
this one, but you're you're all over the house and photo album.
I'm stuffed in the photo album, y'all. She ain't got me on the mug. It's our favorite holiday together. You talk about nostalgia. We always call each other on Christmas Day, but
Oh my gosh,
I'm not on the
yes.
mug though. I ain't on the mugs.
I remember. Do you remember when we were little? And this was before, this was before, you know, this is and we would have our little 20 minutes we could talk, and we would just be, what'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get? Did you open it? What it look like? Just
How many do you
everything.
have? How many gifts did you
Right.
get? Oh, I got 50. I got
Hmm.
50. I got 20.
Yes, and we would just be listening at home because we love spoiled. But yes, I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
think
we were
that
spoiled.
I just think that those days, man, uh, you know, it's good memory. I mean, of course, we're not going back, but it's good memory. Good memory.
It is. It is. It's very good memories, and I even have a picture on my phone of my sister and I decorating the tree, and we had layers on and some cute boots that I'm
Mhm.
definitely recreating in my own
Yeah,
closet. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
this was cute. I was fly back then.
Mhm.
Let me
Mhm.
see. But I think that, like you said, it's so important to have like these little accents and you know and nostalgia and talking about tradition because you know I- it's great to have new traditions because I'm all over that because nothing
Yeah.
stays the same. We shift
Mhm.
in in terms of family and all of that and family dynamics and everything, and it's
Yeah.
like things change, they
Yeah.
change. So
Mhm.
what are some things that what since we're going to be talking about movies and would you consider that to be therapeutic? Because I think that for me, having Christmas movies, which have always been traditional part of our conversations,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
by the way, are you caught up in new Christmas movies?
Not at
Yes.
all.
What's another
No,
thing?
no.
Me
But
neither.
I'm looking forward to catching up. The thing I love about Christmas movies is once they're out there, and you can look at them in July if you want to. So
Yeah.
I love that, like you said, things have changed. Where we used to be like, it's only for a certain amount of time. Now we can watch them anytime. And the reason why
Yeah,
people
but
do
it's
watch them, and
different. It's
well, the reason
different.
why people do watch them off season is because they do make you feel good, and
Okay.
they do serve that purpose. But yes, this is a
Okay.
great time to dive into those movies. They have like they give off like those positive emotions, like you said, the nostalgia. It just reminds you of things that make you feel good. Sometimes and we already know that they're going to be corny. They're going to be predictable. They're going to, may have the same person that you saw in the last one.
And that
And
rising action is going to take so long to get.
yes, it's gonna be in a small town. It's gonna be everybody know each other. The ex is gonna show up, try to get their man. It,
Try to get that. I'm gonna tell
the
you, tell the
parents
truth
are gonna
because
be yes.
I know it's been a couple of Christmas movies that I've seen today already, and I'm like, didn't I see this before last year? And I'm like, oh, it's because of the same theme. Because I love a Hallmark
Pretty
Christmas
much,
movie, but I'm like,
yes, pretty much
it's the
the same.
same thing.
There's it's not a lot of variety to it, but that's that is for itself. That's why we love it.
Yeah.
Like I already know. I know this movie is gonna make me feel good
Yes.
regardless because it
Regardless.
is a Christmas movie. It's going to
Yeah,
make me feel good.
that's
I mean,
true.
there are some Christmas movies that it's like, oh, this is a little too much. but but
A little
of
too
course,
much trauma, because that's the one thing. It's like I can't go into, because there are certain Christmas movies, even of old, that I'm like, I don't want to be like just drowning in tears. But I understand that
right.
sometimes you may need that. But I'm like, I'm not trying to see trauma Christmas movie.
Yes, me neither. Me neither. So I looked up some things of like why do we even want to see Christmas movies? Like, what is it? So, like I said, the positive emotions, the nostalgia, and it said to escape stress. So there you go. You know, to get away from the stress of the season, the stress that's actually happening in your life. Like, that's important for people. It also creates a shared human connection because, like you said, I mean, we tend to, if we watch a movie and then we'll in our group text we'll be like, hey, did you see this? Oh, you got to see this. Oh, what y'all think about this movie? It's like creates that shared experience, even though we're not
Yes.
in each other's presence. So that's important too because you want to be connected, you know, with your loved ones, and that's a good way to do it. Like, you know, I share movies, you know, with other people. I'm like, hey, do you know about this movie? You know, I just want to have that shared experience with them.
That is key, because we do that. And to have like that type of friendship and community and someone to share that with, to be like, hey, just even if it's in a text, like you said, it's
Yeah,
something so easy, because all the time you may not be able to get a big gathering together, which I always say, listen, people do what they want to do. And that's something that's low cost. Everybody can bring something store bought. I mean, unless you know the person, but because I'm not into
right.
like a whole lot of
Yeah,
but it's like, but even if it's a simple text and you just got a group chat going and it's like, hey, let's have, let's go ahead on and did you see this? Did you see that? And
hmm,
have those laughs that way too while you're watching it and
yeah,
together or not.
yeah. That's exactly what you want. You want to be able to be like, you know, we saw the same thing. We can laugh at the same stuff. Maybe you saw something in it that I didn't see that you could bring up. Like, it's just nice to have that conversation. You know, I
I
don't know. It
like
just
that.
feels good. It's like, yes, like, you know, even like, you know, as like, I haven't gotten into all the new ones yet, but you know, we can share that. Like, hey, let's all watch this on a certain day, and then you know, reflect on it the day after. That would be so cool to do. You know, just have that
Right.
like community, like you said, building that community connection.
That connection. That
Hmm.
connection. Because would you say, because that's therapeutic too, just to
Very.
watch that and experience joy, because a lot
Hmm.
of times I will have the lights off and have my
Yeah.
candles going, creating that
Hmm.
atmosphere and the smells, and that'll bring
Yeah.
up nostalgic memories, and having the,
Hmm.
the curtains open, and it's just like,
Yeah.
let's do
And
this
that's
while
the
you
perfect thing. Like you said, I want to turn on the fireplace. I'd be like, oh, I gotta have some popcorn, or I gotta make some cookies, or I gotta have some cocoa. Like I have to set the mood, I have to set the scene in my house just to watch
set
the
the
movie.
scene.
Yeah,
Set the scene, because you
yeah,
already got the lights on and everything. Look, feel it. You
yeah.
like a walking light
Feeling
festival.
festive.
Feeling festive. Feeling festive. Yeah.
Yes. You know, you got the fuzzy socks, you gotta have the comfortable blanket, all of that. You gotta have all of that because you want to feel on the outside the same way you feel on the inside when you watch the movie.
Right. Exactly. To exhume that enthusiasm and
Mhm.
that sense, because I know my sister and I, we went to it's like it's a crate place, and they had these big old, I don't know what you call them, but they were making drinks out of this fountain, and it was metal, copper metal. It was
Mm,
shiny, and it's so cute in here. It's a place where you can have birthdays. Everybody had a birthday
okay.
at every table. It was so funny. And it's like neutral colors in there, but they had pretty trees in there. They had pretty Christmas decorations,
Yeah.
and they had different colorful drinks, themed drinks like the Grinch drink. And this drink was literally Cause when I tell you, it
Mm.
was green mint and it had whipped cream. And then they had, remember
Mm.
those little Debbie Christmas trees, cake
Yeah.
trees? They
Yeah.
stuffed it in there in a pretty, pretty glass. And it was so cute because these little girls were sitting at a table and they both had a birthday. I think it was like three of them. They kept coming to the table and their eyes, just watching their eyes light up. And
Yeah.
it's look at this. And even I was going, okay, I want that, but I know my eyes will be dilated by the time. But
Right.
sometimes you need that feel good, you know. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yes. That's a memory. You making memories.
yes. And then they had the violinist going around and
Oh, right.
serenading everybody.
See, it's all about the mood. And imagine going somewhere that's saying like, "Oh, come here for Christmas or holiday, season," and it's drab, and it's like, you know, nothing, nothing is, like speaking to you or learning you or anything like. It's just very blah. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that wouldn't warm your heart at all. That wouldn't make anybody be
No.
like, "Oh, I remember this and I love it." You know,
Yeah.
that's not a
Not a
negative memory.
And that's right, and that's what it's like. That's why I do not like watching traumatic. Like I love a suspenseful Christmas movie,
Yeah.
or but not a traumatic one to bring up you know stuff that's like, wait a minute, you know, whether it's a relationship or whether it's just family related. Because I know there are some deep movies that deal with major things, like maybe someone had
Mhm.
passed away because of a major illness
Yeah.
or something, and that would trigger it. It's like, well, maybe watch the movie, it could be healing, or
Mhm.
maybe decide on something else.
When I was doing my research about like the effects of Christmas movies, that was one of the things. It can provoke sadness, and some people want to be sad because they just need to get it out. And
Yes,
there's nothing wrong with that because that can be in a healthy way. Like you said, maybe it's healing to watch someone else go through grief and how they heal themselves, and then you also are going through grief, and this is how I want to get through the season. So there's
right.
nothing wrong with that as long as it's done in a healthy way. But you don't want to like immerse yourself in dark, dramatic, traumatic experiences. But here and there, like you said, the movies that make you cry. Sometimes we want to, I want a good old cry. I don't.
A good old cry. I'm a crybaby. Like I've been a crybaby since I was a young child. And listen, what was traumatic back then is not traumatic back then. It's therapeutic. You know, crying in the shower in the rain. It's
Yeah,
like get it off.
there's nothing wrong with a good cry. You need to get that out. I mean, that's why, that's why when you are spiritually connected to God, when you think about all of the things He's done for you and have that gratitude and realize all the grace that He's giving you, that's why tears come to our eyes. That's why we get choked up because there's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with it.
Not at all. Not at all. So what's on your list? So what is on your list of
So on my
movies?
list, let me get my collab page up.
Get it up, girl. Get it
Now,
up.
you still
We
can see me.
ready because we're taking notes. I'm taking notes.
You still can see me, right?
Yes, yes, I could totally see you.
'Cause I'm on a different
Huh?
page. All right. So I'm just gonna have a disclaimer. I am impartial to the movies that have black main characters. I'm just saying that has
Okay,
been
nothing wrong with that.
bulk of my movies that I've been searching for the past couple years. However, I tried to span over like thinking from childhood to now. So here's my list. Holiday
Okay.
Rush.
Oh my gosh. Look, I take credit for referring you to that movie.
Yes,
That
you
was me,
did.
y'all.
I looked that up. Yes, I
That was me,
love
y'all.
that movie. That was good. I watched it several times. I think I watched it twice one year.
Oh, I watched that all, and it is definitely on my list. Oh, this is gonna be like a
Yes,
little game. I want to see how many
yes.
movies we both got.
So
Holiday.
this is the synopsis, y'all. So when it was a widowed DJ. He got fired. He had children, 4 children, and he's just trying to really just move on losing his job, and then he moved in with his aunt, and then things transpired from there. So what I saw from there, because I said I would give my therapeutic perspective. So I
Yeah.
saw humility. He had to be humble because he was so like famous.
He was.
And then when he got fired, it was like, wait, what? I didn't know
What?
he was so like he came from. So yeah,
What?
he had to be humble. And then really a lot of things he was doing was to avoid the grieving process. It was to
Hmm.
the point where he wasn't even connecting with his kid. He had like that dissociation with his kid. He was leaving it all to his aunt, take care of it. His other support system, take care of the kids, take them there. He had learned to be the primary parent again.
Right.
And then just faith in God that, God didn't do this to you to punish you. He said you're learning something from this. And so from that, you call it like experiential learning, which is basically learning through your experiences, like what you're
Yes.
going through, and seeing a lesson from it instead of feeling like a victim. So that's what I got from Holiday Rush. It's a rom com. I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
tell you that movie and the family dynamic too. What was it? Who was it? Gloria Naylor was in there. I Will Survive. I think she was in that too.
That's right. She did make a cameo. Yep.
Yes, she
Mhm.
looked good too. I was like,
Mhm.
hey,
She did.
playing the
Yeah.
auntie or the mom. I can't remember, but
I think. Yeah. Mhm.
I
It was
loved it. I mean, it was
auntie.
the auntie, yes, and it was so
Mhm.
much fun to watch them all come together with the kids and,
Mhm.
her and the guy and, uh, talk about the kiss. I mean, my goodness. It
Yeah,
was like
I loved it. I loved it. We don't want to give it away, but yes,
oh,
it's
yes,
a rom
yes.
com. It's
What
good.
sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I mean, I don't know who you get from. Yeah,
Just watch it. It's good. It's good.
yes, it was good. It was good. So my next one is the all-time classic, and many people will be able to identify with this one. It's Home Alone. So we
Oh my
already
god.
know what that synopsis is. Basically,
That's a classic.
he got left. Yeah. And so what we see there from a therapeutic perspective is just I'm just gonna call it what it is, poor parenting. They were neglectful. They had so much going on. I mean, they
They
threw
were
him in the
neglectful.
attic for God's sake
Left him
and left
in
him there.
the and
And
went on the
just
plane.
right, and didn't bother to go up there and double check that did I get my child out of the attic. They just left. And then, he was he experienced a lot of anxiety, like like what happened? And it was like over and over again until he gained like some confidence, and he was doing like some self-preservation skills, like survival skills. He used critical thinking. He was problem solving. He was modeling adults because he was like, I know what to do for them, with the gunshots and all that kind of stuff. And
Self-preservation. That now
yeah,
that what you know what? That is so see, that's why I have you on here because it's like he was learning. I think he was how old?
yeah,
8, playing an 8-year-old in that movie.
hey,
He
mm-hmm,
he did learn some critical thinking skills because he's like, how am I gonna
yeah,
survive in this house by myself in Chicago, by
mm-hmm,
myself
yeah.
in this
He had that
city?
Michael Jordan cut out dance in the window.
I had that poster too, because that was a Burger King poster. Burger King gave that away. I remember when I had that huge Michael Jordan poster on my wall, and I used to be looking at it like,
Oh yes, we all used to be looking at him like,
"Oh,
like
her." I always like, yes, my
yeah.
poster was in Home Alone.
Mhm. Yes. So, and even like you said, like family dynamics, just the fact that, they took advantage of, not advantage, but took each other for granted.
Yeah.
They saw him as annoying, and then he saw them as like, my nerves are mean to me. But it just helped.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yeah, it just helped for everyone to learn to accept others, even like the mother having that guilt and feeling remorse for what she did and what happened. Um, the mother feeling guilt and remorse, and for that old neighbor, the scary neighbor, for him to be able to forgive his daughter and make amends, and it just gave us a story of appreciating family. So it was a great movie, and I think Home Alone 2 was also pretty good, but I think that it went downhill. It was a great series. I think it had a lot of lessons learned from there, and on top of that, it was hilarious, just unforgettable. I think that's why it's a classic movie.
Yeah, like you say, it was unforgettable and made it a classic movie because it was definitely adventurous, and it was
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Yeah.
the whole family dynamic, and it's funny, it's a sense of humor, and
Mm-hmm.
the critical thinking element of it, I didn't even think about that, but it had all of that in it all at one time,
Yeah,
and
but it was funny, and it's just the plans he made. The iron to the face, and you know, the fire on the hat, like, and making them fall down the stairs, and the
so
paint bucket.
I'll tell you about that iron. So, okay, sidebar. So this is gonna be kid parents, if your kids are in the room, so I was boiling an egg in the microwave. Okay, so not wait a minute. I usually do it
Oh,
only 3 seconds at a time. Okay. This time I was in between projects, okay? And I was like, I need to eat. So I went to the microwave. I put it on for 8 seconds, and then somehow it got to 30. Not 30. I think it was like maybe 5 seconds too long. So it didn't explode or anything yet in the microwave. So I took it off. I took it out. It was still intact. Took it out, and I was like, let me just get this real quick. Pop! Had a whole burn on my mouth, on my lip.
no.
So
So it popped in your mouth when you That's terrible.
sad. So I
Terrible.
screamed like the robber in Home Alone, and I said, "Oh, now this is the proper thing to do. Now, if you need first aid, please consult your doctor for medical attention because neither Angeline or I are doctors, and we do not
Not
play
at all.
one in the community." But what I ended up doing was I got a whole bunch of Neosporin. I got some
Mm.
Vaseline. I was like, "Oh my gosh, just
Oh
ice
my
pack, everything." I said, "Oh my goodness." So I'm doctoring myself up. Girl, my mouth swole, and I just thought about that scene in Home Alone. Uh,
God. Oh my God.
he had that iron to his head, and he hurried up and put his head in the snow. And I said, "Okay,
Yeah.
ice, ice."
Did you go out in the snow?
You know what? It's so funny. That's another thing. There was no snow, which
Oh,
I love snow. We love snow. I like to see it fall down, but I don't want to drive in it. I don't want to go in it. I used
exactly.
to.
I want to be inside when I'm looking at this,
Snow, let it snow, let it snow. Great. It's
and I'm
out there.
snowed in and I'm prepared and snacks and things to do in the house.
Ex- Exactly.
The only time I
Things to
want
do in the house. Exactly. Being in the house. Because other than that, no, not gonna
no.
work. But yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
but that,
I want to tell you
anyway.
my next one
Yes, yes, yes.
because this one, think that I don't think you've seen this one yet. I'll be surprised if you. I don't remember. Holiday calendar.
I saw Holiday Calendar. That was a Hallmark one, wasn't it? I think I saw
I think
Holiday Calendar.
so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's another one,
Oh,
y'all,
that
that I told her about because I'm Christmas movie.
Hallmark.
She probably just don't remember. But no, you got good taste. That's good.
I think because the reason why I thought that you had, I don't remember us talking about it. Maybe you just told me that I should watch it.
Yeah,
But
probably.
actually, I've been watching it for the past couple of years, and I didn't realize how much I really liked it. Like when I watched it this year, that's what made me get into the Christmas mood, spirit. I just watched that last week, And I just was like,
Okay. I
really?
remember you telling me that. I'm gonna watch it again actually, because I'm like I say, I'm so far behind, I'm just getting caught up, but I'm gonna watch that again because I
Yeah,
did like that
yeah,
movie. I did
I
like it.
loved it. So the perspective is, we saw some self-doubt, some
Yeah.
the need for self-awareness, like what does she really want? She thought she wanted this, doctor and this guy who did all this stuff, and she thought she wanted to, just her self-doubt as a hard for her. She just wasn't sure, like, is this really talent of mine, or do I need to do something else? Perspective taking, just look at things differently because she really wasn't into Christmas, but her grandfather gave her that calendar, and then she got into it as things going. It kind of changed her perspective, and then self actualization. She found her purpose.
Um,
Why am I here? You're here to, make people feel good and capture those traditions for, the city, the town, and for families and for yourself, and really embracing the opportunities. Like, I've seen fall in love, so it was like rom kind of. So
Now
it was really a time.
what is the self-actualization part of that? What
So
and
that's
that
when you're trying to figure out, like what is my purpose? Why am I here? Like
mm,
like why am I even here? Why is
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And I think that's what she was. I mean, it wasn't a dark movie at all, but it was just kind of like she just was getting so discouraged. Like, she was losing a lot of. She lost her job, and it seemed like
Yes.
the relationship she was in just didn't seem to satisfy her. Like, she thought, like, I'm dating a doctor. Why am I not happy? Like, and all that. So when she figured it out, when she really stopped and figured it out, she had to kind of separate herself from other people. Remember, she kind of went ghost for a little bit, just kind of laid around at home for a few days, didn't do anything. She just had to figure it out. I mean, that's what people have to do sometimes. Like, just separate yourself for a minute, write it
Oh
out,
my goodness.
talk it out with
Write it
yourself.
down.
Yeah, get to know yourself. Once you have that self awareness, then you can see more of your purpose, and see other things from a different perspective, and see
Mhm.
how important things are to you. Things, because like you said, things change. And she thought, oh, I always wanted to, be with someone who's really successful. And it was right in front of her face, and she wasn't even
Right
looking,
there.
you know.
And it was just there in plain sight, and she couldn't
Right.
see. It's like you can't
That
see the forest
loyalty
through
that
the
she
trees.
didn't realize that she needed was right there. The loyalty, the friendship, the romance, the love, everything was right in her face, and she just didn't see it until she
Couldn't
stopped
see it.
and, really,
And that's what we have to do a lot of times is just stop
yeah,
and like around, especially around this season, because what I do see, I see when I would because I don't cook, but I cook to live, to survive. Boiled water and eggs.
it,
But uh, but I do see when people they're whipping the carts around and they just you
yeah,
can see the looks in their eyes. It's still like they're just zoned in, and where it's like, and it's
yeah. It's that
just
hustle and bustle, that stress
ooh,
that
can't
people are
stand it.
they're so into, like, being busy, busy. Gotta do this, gotta do it, gotta go over here, gotta show up here, gotta do this, gotta cook for that person. And when you slow down, you'll figure out what you really want to do and what you really don't want. You can set your boundaries, and you can control your schedule. You don't have to have your schedule control you, and then you can enjoy the season if you just slow down.
Slow down. And I actually thought that after, these like past 5 years, look, I'm already in 2025. I mean, plus I got a plan and everything, so I'd be saying past 5 years. I thought that we would actually, people would actually slow down a bit
I
more,
thought too, yeah,
but
they did
it went right back to normal.
immediately. Yeah, it's like, it's
I
temporary.
did not, but it's like people just went back to their old routines, and it's like Wow, because I know for some people, they just never stopped that hustle bustle
Hmm.
because they had to do what they had to
Yeah,
do,
a lot
but
of people did.
for the most part, I know friends of mine and everything, they're still it's like they never it's like they can't even they can hardly remember what it's like to just slow down, and it's like they just
Yeah.
go back to the times before where it's like, "Oh my gosh, it's a
Mhm.
holiday. What are we doing here? What party? What this, that, and other?"
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, it's getting dark outside earlier, and I know
I'm
I've
in.
been invited to I'm in the house. I don't mind being bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. Uh, I have been invited places at 7 o'clock at night.
Hmm.
Summertime is fine. It's the
Right.
holiday. It's dark outside. It's winter. I'm in here
Yeah, no,
watching
no, thank you.
Holiday Rush.
Right, right.
With some
Um,
eggnog.
yeah, but but you know what I think it is too. There, I think it's panic. They panic. I think that's why you have like a division of people who felt like, um, oh, freedom was taken away and all this kind of stuff. People panicked and then they had this fear of missing out. Like I need to do all these
Yeah,
things before this happens again, or I need to do all these things before I die, or I need to, now everybody's got this list, this bucket list and everything like that. So there's
bucket
nothing
list.
wrong with these things, but 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 you don't have to do it all right now. There is some value in slowing down, even if you just decide that like for the beginning of December, I also probably was not feeling in the Christmas spirit because I did a digital detox. So I was just kind of,
Love it.
yeah, kind of just getting off of social media. I was looking at stuff. I was just kind of, and then I was kind of trying to figure out like what I do, which is bad for me to even realize that I scroll that much that I felt like I'm missing stuff, but at the same time,
Mhm.
I didn't. It was looking back. I'm glad I did it. I think I want to enter each month as much as I can in a slow way by detoxing from social media because I do think that fear of missing out, just wanting to know what's all going on, what are people doing, what should I be doing, what's the new thing. Like, I'm just gonna slow down and just
Um,
hear myself. So that's what I'm going to do. But I think that's why people, like you said, didn't slow down. They went right back into the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, and that hustle and bustle, that grind and all that, I'm like, that is one thing that I do not regret at all. I mean, hustling and bustling and just slowing down and taking time to just be at peace and be at rest and enjoy life because I that is one thing. Yes, we have a whole life and there are things to do, and I'm a believer, and I encourage everyone that I meet to not only to create their oasis space, but to also live their dreams. And dreams do come true because there are so many unrealized dreams that are I don't mean to sound morbid right now, but that are in the grave right now.
Yeah.
And I know along my bike path, I not right now because it's freezing cold, but there's a cemetery that's up the street from me. And every time I would pass that, I would just look there and say, how many unrealized dreams are in that are buried there?
Yeah.
And it's slow down, get away from the hustle and
Hmm.
bustle. And that's one of the reasons to use this time of year to watch these movies. And I
Yeah,
think we
because it's all
yes,
about the quality of life and not necessarily the quantity of how much can you accomplish. It's like, have you been present and have you been able to enjoy what you have been doing? When you
exactly.
hustle and bustle, you can't. Because you
You
get
can't.
so
There's no
angry, you
way.
be mad at people, frustrated, snapping, and having an attitude, moody. Like, it's just not worth it.
I'm telling you, it is not. It
And so
absolutely
this brings me to hustle and bustle. This brings me to the next movie, which is
ooh,
Plane, Train, and Automobile.
Thanksgiving,
I'm
holidays.
yes,
Look,
yes.
holiday classic. It's a holiday.
Hmm. And if you don't know about it, please look it up. It got Steve Martin and John Candy in it. It's classic. It's a comedy.
And I didn't even look at that this year. That's how usually I would have everything routinely set up. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even look at, so that reminded me, okay,
Yeah,
this,
put that on your list around Christmas time.
and it usually is. And I'm like,
Yep,
this year, bringing it back,
bring
bringing
it
it
back.
back.
And that'll help you to, like you said, to lessen the stress for you during this holiday, maybe even put you in the mood a little bit. Um, the perspective there is it looked at life purpose, like what's the purpose of life? You know, they were running into all these obstacles and everything like that. There's a lot of pessimism from Steve Martin's character, and all the time, John Candy's character was just seeing everything for optimism and just being
Yes.
resilient, and it had to build um, the other characters' distress tolerance, which is really just being able to tolerate the stressful situations, and the fact that he really didn't like the other guy. And they were doing all kinds of things. So I call it like the experiential learning again. Like they were having all kinds of experiences together. It was hilarious. You have to watch that movie.
And you know what? You talk about experiential learning. One of my favorite scenes is, and I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but one of the scenes that I love is when the character played by John Candy is driving on the wrong side of the expressway, and Steve Martin's character is trying to tell him, and there are all these signs telling him, yield, stop. And regardless, John Candy keeps driving, and I remember always watching that movie, and it reminded me of the signs that we have in life to slow down.
Yeah, that's like I love that you brought that back. Yes, that movie was hilarious. But yeah, it has all kinds of learning from that movie, and
Yes.
just softening up just to be in the holiday season.
Oh my God.
Because Steve Martin's character was so he was so I don't even know the word to say. He was so ornery and just mean acting, and
Well,
yeah,
he was
he had
caught up in the hustle and bustle. You know,
yes,
it's a
he had to
career
learn to
and
soften up, and once he
yes.
started to soften up, they actually started to develop a friendship. Of course, until something else,
I know, of course, all kind of things.
all kinds of things.
Gotta stuff.
But it's hilarious, and laughter is like one of the best
Medicine.
busters. So you have to watch these comedies. These are great comedies to watch. So
It
okay,
goes back to medicine is good for the, what is that? What is that saying? Medicine is good for the
good for
soul,
the soul.
good for the
Yes.
soul.
Okay, I have
Oh,
four
we
more.
can get
So
through it.
okay,
Take your time, girl. Take your
okay.
time.
So the next one is another hilarious movie to me. It's one of my daughter's favorites as well. Christmas with the Cranks.
You you like that movie?
It was now. The reason why I like this movie is because it really talks about doing things different, breaking
Okay.
tradition. Um, where usually, you're at the parents' house, and the parents have hosted dinner, and they do things for the neighbors and everything. Well, this was a whole total different holiday for this family because the Cranks were empty nesters, and their grown daughter
Mm,
had other plans. So they were breaking tradition. They're like, hey, let's go on a island cruise or whatever.
right.
So, but then it's a new phase in parenthood. It's a new phase in adulthood. Um, being realistic and adventurous, like doing something different, considering something different, and offering forgiveness because the daughter was just like, so you was really gonna leave me out, but it's like, no, no, like we just wanted to do something different because things were, everything changed, like you said, and just overcoming those insecurities of, oh, she doesn't want to have us in her life anymore, or just even when they started to, I think when the wife started to realize, like, oh, I'm good in a bikini, like,
Look at me
and just
now.
like that new phase of just being a woman, just like, okay, it's all that self-actualization. Like, okay, there's more to me than just being a mom. Like, I don't have to wait for my daughter to do
Amen.
everything. I can live my life now. I don't have to wait for my husband.
Yeah.
Like, either he's gonna notice or not. I can
You're a
do it from
woman
the beginning.
first. You were
Yeah.
Angeline first. I was Daria first before
Mhm.
any kind of roles, before
Right.
a mom,
And
before
that's why
a
I like that
friend, before
movie.
an employee, before a business owner, before any of that.
All of that.
You are a
Yeah.
woman first.
Yeah.
I
So
love
I
that.
love that movie. It's just dealing with a lot of
That's a
life
good one.
transitions. Yeah, a lot of life transitions and getting through them. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna give you a spoiler, but
You can get smaller. It's fine. Look,
it was good. It
it's
was
like
good.
it,
It was a
it
good
reminds
movie.
well, it reminds me of when I used to read. Well, I still do read the end of the story, and then I just
Me too. I
or
used to do it.
it informs the rest of the read. It's like
And then I'd
okay,
be like, that's why that. Yeah. And that's
what happened? Because people used to always ask me, "Why do you read the end of the story?" Because I want to know what happened, and then I could follow along because that part informs the rest of the read. It's like, okay, I want to know so I could be like, oh, because actually, if it's a really good book to me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna forget what even happened at the end.
Yeah.
That's what happens with me. I was like, it's a really good book because
Okay.
I sure forgot how it ended. And I read the end. I read the
Oh
ending. It'll
wow.
be fresh in
Yeah.
my mind for a minute, but then going back to the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I did read that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's good though. That's good.
Yeah.
Going back to
Yeah.
that self-actualization.
I think it's appropriate for to watch with your family and stuff like that. I tried to think of like family movies. So I have okay. The next one, I don't really feel like there's a lot of lessons in it or anything like that. It just is a
It's
feel good
sometimes
movie
and sometimes it
for
doesn't even
me.
have to be a lesson. Like you
Yeah,
said, just a feel good
no
movie.
lesson. It's just a feel good movie for me because I love the optics as far as the dancing, the songs, the music that was played is White Christmas, the Bing Crosby. It, I just feel like it's nostalgic for me because my mother loved black and white movies, and
I
every
love black
year
and white movies
we
too.
watch black and white movies, and I just remember that. I remember loving that one because when they put um, the Santa outfits on and everything like that, and just because that was part of the plot anyways, is they're supposed to be putting on these shows and they're
Yeah.
traveling to these shows, and they were just so like choreographed so good, and like yeah, it was
The
very entertaining.
dancing, the singing,
The
it was
singing,
interesting.
yep,
'Cause my
it
favorite part
it
is Sisters, because my sister and I, we used to always sing that part, and I was like, "Hey,
yeah, her
sisters."
sister, yes, I yeah, I haven't watched that this year, and I will say I haven't watched in a couple years. But when I think about like a classic movie, I think of that and Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, come on now. I just got through street now I will say, I have even streamed that just as if I'm doing something just like that's light work or something like that, I have that
Hmm.
streaming in the background, and that has been going on, so when I come out of my office and I'm like, "Oh," they got that Santa Claus and he's
Yeah,
trying to get warm. "Oh, man, gotta do
hmm,
something to get warm." No, you know, it's just
yeah,
so humorous, the real Santa
hmm,
Claus is looking like
yeah. Well, it just speaks to like how people don't be believe in you and stuff, and for you to believe in yourself and
yeah.
faith and just be able to like look at the purpose in life and believe in miracles and it just encompasses like the whole purpose of the season. You know,
Yes,
I mean,
and that's
I know Christ is, but yeah, I'm just saying
yeah.
for the
Yeah, I mean,
commercialism. Yeah.
eh yeah, and it's like whatever Christmas means to you, is
Mhm.
what's important because it's
Yes.
a holiday that's celebrated. People celebrate it in different ways around the world, and it's like whatever it means to you. And that Miracle on 34th Street is like a miracle because one of the lines in there, one of my favorites, is what is it? Faith is believing when common sense tells you not to. And that is
Mhm.
one of my favorite sayings that I've always remembered, even looking at it as a young girl. It's
Yeah.
that line right there. It's like you believe and it's your common sense, whether it's anything. That's why I go back to dreams. Anything that you
Mhm.
wish to do in life, any vision that you have that faith to believe that you can do it and make those steps. Keep moving, even if there are obstacles in your way. I know I'm getting off on a
Yeah.
tangent, but even if there are
Mhm.
obstacles in your way, it's like keep going
Yeah.
because we are not only celebrating the holiday, but we're coming up on a new year too. So it's
Right.
declutter all that negativity, get rid of all that, and just
Yeah.
keep believing not only in yourself and but those around you who are on your team there to encourage you. So like you
Yeah.
say, with Miracle on 34th Street, it's hope and it's
Yeah. And
sharing.
even to see things through a child's eyes,
Oh
because,
yes.
a lot of times, and I think that's why Christmas can be so nostalgic. It reminds you of good memories you might have in your childhood. Even if you didn't have a lot, you can still find a memory of when you were hoping for something and you felt good during the Christmas season. Maybe you didn't think you would get much, but you got one gift, and that just made your holiday season. Like that, those are the memories that you could only get from seeing through the eyes of a child. And even
Oh
just,
my
oh, I
goodness. Yeah.
didn't get anything, but I got to go and visit Santa and tell him this. Just those traditional childhood um, activities and memories is is enough to like kind of lessen your load during the season. Just like just remember.
It is.
Mhm.
That is such a good point. Yes, because it does lessen the load in the season to see those uplifting movies,
Mhm.
like those old black and white ones, and like you say, the nostalgia too. That's a huge part of it. Even if you didn't have that much, at least you can make it anew with
Mhm.
surrounding yourself with people that love you and you do love to create those new traditions and memories and to create those no matter how much you have. Oh, yeah, that's a good
Right.
one. Miracle
Yes.
on
And my
33rd Street.
last one that I have, I don't know if you've seen this
We got
one.
through 'em already? We got okay.
Girl, I had six of them. Or wait,
Oh,
I had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So
okay,
this is
come
my eighth
on
one.
with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is
move it.
Almost Christmas, which is a drama slash comedy. It has a Glover in it, Monique. It had Gabrielle Union.
Yes, I
And
remember that.
yes, so this perspective is all about these family dynamics of people who, um, of course, the baby boy, he's just perfect and everything like that. He's struggling with substance abuse, forgiveness, the sisters comparing each other, um, in competition with one another all the time. The dad having secrets, so breaking that
Mm,
cycle of secret. Um,
yes.
that just letting go of that animosity and comparison with its siblings, um, remembering old traditions but making new traditions, perseverance when I think that one of them was he's running for a political seat or whatever like that. He had to really just get back into his family and stop trying to put on for, the optics and everything like that. So letting go and learning from his experiences, having a positive mindset, bringing up optimism when opportunities present
Optimism.
themselves, and then a little bit of romance, a little bit here and there, families, so, with a couple of the people to like find love or to get back to love. So yeah, but it was funny too because Monique was the humor,
Oh
kind
my gosh, she was hilarious. And
of.
that's what's important to laugh, to
Yeah.
laugh because she was
Mhm.
hilarious. That's another one
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch too.
Oh,
Again,
and
it's
dealing
gonna
with
come up.
grief.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a big
the
one.
grief. Yeah.
especially around this time if people have lost loved ones,
Hmm.
that can bring a whole host of memories back because I know like my mom, for example, I'm dealing with a whole different shift and I think that's part of the reason too cuz it's a change in her lifestyle and a change in mine. It's like
Hmm.
I'm scheduling her in because you know when they get elderly,
Hmm.
they go back, they return to babes, like
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're
hard to see them like that.
yeah, and it's like even if it's in a material sense or whatnot, and if they've lost loved ones, it is really hard because this is the time to where, okay, I'm gonna stop a lot of cooking. And we were really trying to convince my mom, you don't have to cook a whole lot like this year, new tradition. And I've been actually saying this for the past 3 years,
Yeah.
but finally it's hard to let go of always cooking. And
Right.
I had to express empathy in that because we were spoiled and it was like my mama said, "You ain't got to be in the kitchen." When I did, fine, fine.
Yeah.
And now it's finally it was went came to a head because she did all this cooking and got tired and then had
Mhm.
me for the first time ever washing dishes. What?
Oh, come through.
Where they do that at? On I'm sitting on the couch watching
Relaxing.
holiday movies, and you want me to do a dish out of all
Mhm.
the years?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, "This is it. We're going out to eat on Christmas." I won.
Here,
I finally
here on
won.
out.
All holidays, no more cooking. You're
Okay.
good.
We're
No
moving
more
on to the next
cooking.
phase.
Moving
Yeah.
on, because I've been saying it for the past few years. Let's do this. So even it's like let's stop.
Hmm.
But it is hard, especially as you get older. So it's good to begin somewhere. And
Right.
people they come to that because if they've lost loved ones, like she's lost a lot as far as family, brothers and
Yeah.
sisters and parents. So I can understand how hard that is,
Right.
especially around this time. And
Hmm.
how nostalgia plays into it, whether it's cooking or whether it's just having the tree up and whatnot. So
Yeah. And
that
that,
plays.
and quite frankly, it may be a little bit too that she just feels like I should be doing something. She's
Mhm.
not used to you guys taking care of everything. Like that's my job. And she feels
Yeah.
like that's what she has to
And
do.
that definitely ain't happening. We going out.
Yeah, like no, we're going to the next phase. Up to the next phase. Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
cook. What?
Right. Yeah. Mhm. That's
Yeah.
good.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's
true.
good.
Yeah. What's next on your list? What's the other movie?
Well,
What?
that was it. Well, okay, I got some other ones, but I didn't break them down. But I
That's
will say
okay.
these are the other things, the other movies that really you really gonna trip on this one. The claymations of Ruth, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph
Don't
the Red-Nosed
scare me. I know. Actually, I do love Rudolph. Wait a minute. I gotta go back.
Frosty. Frosty's my favorite.
Which one?
Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, yes. Okay, now I digress. No, I do love thank
Yes.
you. Yes, because it's so funny because I was just asking because I always tease my mom and when she steps into the car, I'm like, "So, have you watched any Hallmark Christmas movies?" And she can't stand. She's like,
She
"No."
hates it.
So, have you seen Rudolph? She said, "Oh yeah, it was on the other night and I fell asleep to
Oh,
it."
okay. Does she like the Charlie Brown Christmas too?
She does too, but she doesn't intentionally watch it. Of course, when we were younger, I love Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
I have it
Yeah.
on DVD, and that's what I'll be watching.
Oh
Even though
wow. Yeah, you really loved it.
girl, I love Snoopy. Girl, you don't remember me love it. I love Snoopy and Charlie Brown. I love Snoopy
I
and
had
Frankie
Rudolph the
too.
Red-Nosed Reindeer on the claymation on
That's the best.
DVD because I wanted my kids to like. They never did
Yes.
catch on
See,
to they never count on that.
I'm gonna watch Rudolph too. I didn't watch it last year, but I'm gonna watch Rudolph and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and of course Charlie Brown Christmas every
Yeah.
single year.
Oh, and okay, I have three others that are just ones. Okay, I have some more comments on this.
Okay, so
It was
wait,
all
side note before you get started. So the whole
okay.
Charlie Brown. So can you give a breakdown or maybe in another video of Lucy? What is Lucy and Charlie Brown's deal and some of the other characters? Why Lucy keeps presenting that football to Charlie Brown and then just snatches it away. So,
I think that she doesn't see him as masculine. This is another video. I don't
ooh,
think she sees him as masculine enough, and she feels like if you can kick that football and you know how to deal with that football, then you could, show that how masculine you are. But because he can't do it, she don't be bothering.
I'm sorry I
So,
brought that up. Back to Chris.
so okay. So I also love, sometimes not everybody can't do more than one talent at a time. But we see so many people who can. One person I think is Kelly Rowland, the Merry Little Christmases, the
That
Merry Little Christmas
was cute.
Baby, the Merry Little Christmas Wedding.
Yes,
I love all of those. Those are I love,
they
and she
were
does
cute.
very good in them. It's also corny. It's also ridiculous,
All of them.
but it's funny and it's cute, and
Cute.
she can sell it. Like, some people they can't cross over that line, but she can. She does a great
I
job.
would tell you who else can cross over too. Vivica Fox
Yeah,
and what's my
Shanti,
Ashanti.
Shanti. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I love
yeah.
their
I
Christmas movie
love it.
and Denzel Washington's daughter. I,
Okay, I guess
I
I don't remember her name.
yeah, I forgot it was something Christmas and it was one of the Hallmark Mahogany movies. She was really good. I liked her in that, and I would love to see them all collaborate together and be in one Christmas movie. I would
Oh
just love to.
yeah, I think she's in
I would love to.
something. Or, I don't know. No, that was Whoopi. It was Whoopi and two other people are involved in their movie coming
Oh,
out, but I
I'll
think
have to
it's
look
going to be
that
on
up.
Prime or something.
Well, I know Netflix has a good one too with Christine Milian and
Oh yeah, that was cute.
Kofi.
I saw that. Yeah. Oh, that was
So
good. That was
cute.
cute.
That
That
was a
was
good
really
one.
cute.
5 stars. I
Hmm.
loved it. I
Because
enjoyed
I
it.
love Pentatonics too.
I did too. They were so
Yeah.
animated. I loved
Yes.
all
I
the
was like,
over.
look at them acting. They, I'm glad they were
They were
themselves
funny.
because they were appropriate.
Yes, they were
But
funny. They were funny.
if anybody is a daytime soap opera fan, especially Days of Our Lives, Alice and Sweeney
Girl was.
movie. Um,
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah.
one time I don't know why because I don't have cable, so I look on
You,
YouTube.
you
For
got to get
some
some
reason,
streaming,
all
girl.
of the Alice and Sweeney movies just came on back to back, and I watched the whole, and I wasn't mad about it. Like all of them were
Yeah.
pretty interesting. I was like, look at Sammy.
Oh yes,
Like,
Sammy. Oh, Sammy has great,
yeah.
good Christmas movies.
Oh,
Yes.
and so does Tatiana Ali, because I love the Christmas
Tatiana.
Detective that came out
Yes.
last year. Oh, that was so good. That was good.
Yes. I forgot about that one.
Oh, and I
Was
can't believe
good.
I didn't put on the list Best Man's Christmas. When they did that
Is
rendition
that
of
Best Man
New
Holiday?
Edition, yeah, Black Best Man Holiday, and they did that rendition of New Edition. Can you stand the rain?
That was it.
Yeah.
Right there. And you talk about now that is something like with the characters of hope, resilience, and bouncing back. Look at this. Look at
Right,
y'all.
because
Wait a minute.
that was it. That was
Wait a minute. Why she bust out with a bucket of
it.
popcorn? I hope y'all got your popcorn because see this is how we do here.
That was it.
But yeah,
That was
but
it.
that was so good. Now I want some popcorn and a brownie and probably an eggnog or two. But yes, but yeah, that movie right there was great. And what two of the movies I had on my list, one of them was The Holiday with Queen Latifah. And that
Oh my
movie,
gosh,
you remember
yes.
that
I
movie?
love that
Her
movie. And
and
Queen
LL
Latifah is
Cool
my
J.
favorite. I don't know. I love that album too. That was actually, I think I had a copy. I don't know what DVD of that is, but I yes, I have that. Yes, I have
Yes, I love that, and you talk about just living like, we go back to the vision, our vision,
that.
and making your dreams come true, and all because she was afraid of th got the diagnosis from the doctor, and it was
Yeah,
misdiagnosed, but
she lived
she
her life.
lived her best life. She went on,
Her
and I
best
think we
life.
should live that every single day because that's how I fight
Hmm.
to live mine. It's what
Yeah,
are we waiting on? Because
yeah.
do the travel, do what you want to do because I
Don't
know
make
I
it.
have been places to where people and you're never too old to do anything at all.
Hmm.
However, don't wait. That is my thing. Do not wait. Do it while you can because
Hmm.
you never
Life is
know.
short.
It is. And there are people who are passing away in their 40s, in their
Yeah.
30s, in their
Hmm.
50s.
Or
People that
getting
I have
ill
known.
and then they're not able, they don't have the energy to do those things. Do it now while
No,
you
the
can.
mobility, the
Hmm.
energy, and
Yeah,
it's
do it
like,
now.
yes, enjoy your life.
Hmm. Yeah.
And another one is and not only did I like the messaging in that, but also the dresses she wore, the outfits, and just
Yes, because she was
the
doing it up. She was doing it big
traveling.
every day.
Yes, every
Hmm.
day, every day.
Yep.
It's a wonderful
Research.
life. Yes, I know.
Okay.
She got
I
fancy.
have to admit I've never watched It's a Wonderful Life, and I've never been interested. And my
It's
mom, as much as she loves black and white movies, I've never seen her watch that. She must not have liked it either because she didn't show it to me.
this just in, really? Okay,
Yeah.
a
So what do
son,
you get from
and
it?
we
What do you get from it?
I would tell you everything. Oh my goodness. You
Okay.
talk about hope, you talk about faith, you talk about resilience, you talk about self-actualization because people get depressed. And George Bailey was a character in this movie where he gets depressed. He's a bank, he has to take over saving the bank of the buildings and loans bank. His dad was ahead of the bank at this time, and this was set during the time just before there was a run on the bank and the Great Depression and all of that. And George was set out to he wanted to go to college. And he had a brother that went off to I think he went to the Air Force, but he was left to manage the building and loans, the building savings and loan that from his father. So he couldn't live out his dream of wanting to travel the entire world. And
Mhm.
so he had to hang back, not go to college, and he had to help his father. That's the only way that the bank would be saved. And it ended up to where he just got depressed, he got sad, he ended up getting
Mm.
to married and having kids and all of that, but he just ended up just very depressed, and he said, "You know, I just wish I was never born.
Mm.
I wish I had never been born." And he just runs away. He's at a bridge, and then all of a sudden, this angel Gabriel comes down to just guide him along the way. And the angel Gabriel has this wisdom that comes down from the heavens, and he says, "Okay, that's a great idea. I'm going to show George Bailey what life would be like if he had never been born."
Aw.
And so he goes through this entire the entire story of what life would have been like. There were so many people who would have gone in another direction, who wouldn't experience life positively, who wouldn't have had housing and all this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
It is just it's a redeeming, it's hopeful, it goes through
Okay.
depression, it goes through all kinds of emotions, and it's just a fun after all that, it's a fun movie to watch from
Yeah.
beginning
Okay.
to end. It's
Yeah.
3 hours long, but it is one of my all-time favorites. You'll laugh, you'll
Okay.
cry,
Yeah. I think I heard
you'll
you talk about it before.
oh my gosh. And when I was younger, that movie on broadcast network would
Hmm.
come on hour after hour after hour. And
Mm,
I never really started watching it. I mean, I would watch it when I was a little girl, but not all the way through. It would be there like, "Oh, okay, great, it's on." But then as I got older, it became a tradition for years
okay.
to watch
Okay.
This Wonderful Life. And even over
Mhm.
the past few years, like, I would just have it randomly
Um,
streaming in the background in the
yeah.
summer. But yeah, like, I purposely sit down 3 hours, just enjoy It's a
Yeah.
Wonderful Life. I would encourage everyone to
To
watch
watch.
that movie because you talk about self-actualization like you said,
Mhm.
and hope and just getting that Christmas. It has all the Christmas feels in there
I was just
in that
about to
movie.
say, it sounds like just it encompasses the Christmas season, and that's what people really
Yes,
need if they need a pick me up, especially because it started very early. People's finances isn't right. They may not be able to get gifts for everyone they
keep
want to get
talking.
gifts to, and everything like that. So it is important for us to make sure that we are doing things and turning things that give us feel good, and that's yeah, and that's the Christmas movie. So it's supported by Psychology Today, and when I
Ooh,
looked
I
at
love
Psychology
astrology today.
Today, which is one of the magazines that I love to look at their website and look at their articles, but it says that the watching the Christmas movie actually relieves symptoms of depression. It reduces cortisol, and which is the stress hormone, and it's which makes it heart healthy. It inspires new activities and making new goals. It reminds you of the good old days. It gives you hope. It provides social connection, and it acknowledges like the child innocence and makes you feel
Hmm.
safe and loved. And it can trigger happy hormones like oxytocin and dopamine and things like that. So this, this is the go-to for the season. It's the Christmas movies. So find your Christmas movie.
Find your Christmas that
Mhm.
find your Christmas movie, and that is the perfect wrap up to this. Find your Christmas movie to lift your spirits, to laugh, to raise that what is that hormone again?
Those happy hormones,
Happy hormones.
oxytocin.
Oxytocin.
Yeah,
That's what chocolate usually
serotonin.
does for me.
Mhm.
That is good. That is good. So find your movie. Find your movie. Oh my gosh. This was so much fun. I am
It
so
was.
oh my
It's about nostalgia. If it wasn't late at night, I would turn on one right now.
listen, listen. It look yeah, let's
I'm
see.
making my list because some of these that I listed, I'm just like, I got to watch them. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, and I would share a couple. Look, these are bonuses. How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey,
Okay,
and
there we go. Yeah.
yes, and I still love, even though I love Love Actually. It's a rom com. It was
Oh,
like,
okay. I've heard that.
you
Yeah.
remember that movie? Yes, I do still love Love Actually, and the Grinch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation
Oh,
is
yeah. My
another
brothers.
favorite. Now, that's one thing my mom used to watch over and over again
Really?
every single year.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What about Santa Claus?
Oh, I
With
remember Santa Claus, Tim
yeah,
Allen.
Santa Claus. Yes, with Tim Allen. Yes.
Yes, I remember the voiceover for Michigan, the state of
Yes.
Michigan.
Yes.
Oh, and Elf.
Oh,
Elf
okay.
was
Yes.
that was
Uh-huh.
hilarious.
Yes.
And
A
I
good
will
one.
say for animation, Tom Hanks in The Polar Express.
Yeah. Another Michigan based.
Was it? Oh, I did not
Yeah.
know that.
They pulled out the Grand Rapids. Yeah. Hmm.
I did not know that. Good to know. See there? And even okay, there was one last one that I had. What was it? It's not on my list. I'm looking at it, but it just came to my mind when you mentioned uh, Tim Allen. But he wasn't in this one. But no, but it was another. Oh, Whitney Houston and Denzel and A Preacher's Wife.
Oh yes. Yep. Yep.
That
Angel.
one was a good one too, and that one used to always make me cry too. I haven't watched that in a couple of years, but that will always make I'm like, "Oh my god." When that
Yeah.
little boy started singing, tears started rolling. I know.
Yeah, I haven't watched it since it came out. I watched it today.
What a
Nothing
year!
against them. It's just
Yeah, but, it's just so much that comes out, but I
it's
wonder
so
why
much that comes out.
it's so much that comes out because I still have 2024 Hallmark Christmas movies that I gotta get through, go down the list.
Yes. Well, I
Get
just love that they had those like these are all the new ones and stuff because it just tells
Yes.
you like it's gonna keep going. And you know what, them actors will not be they will not be out of a job. Just keep on bringing
No, we
the
won't.
good movie.
No, keep turning them out. So,
Yeah.
Angela, where can our community find you? Tell us about your YouTube channel, your
Okay,
podcast.
so you can find me on any podcast outlet. PS10 Radio is the name of my podcast. For my actual YouTube channel, Positive Step 10 on YouTube. And yeah, and if you are looking for the lowest lifestyle coaching or anything like that, go to positivesteps10.com. And that's where you can find my journals, workbooks, links to things that other things I manage, everything.
And I am going to link that in the show
Yay.
description, you guys. I'm going to link that so you all can check her out. Positive Steps 10. Go to her, visit her YouTube channel, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us about your favorite Christmas movies. We want to hear about it. I am so excited. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, whatever it is. Have some hot cocoa, have some Christmas cheer. And even though I'm not on the Christmas mug, I forgive you, and it's all right. I
Oh
feel
my
like being
goodness.
on the shelf, but that's okay. All right, cousin. Hang
All
on for a
right.
minute, but I'm
Okay.
gonna say bye, community. I'll talk with you soon. Bye.